Hi everybody, my name's Marvin, and I'm about to go off on just a little bit of a rant. You know, it's just that I got a few things on my mind and I wanted to share with a few people. Okay, now here is one of the first things that, you know, I just want to rant about. Okay, don't get me wrong. I mean, as of right now, while I'm doing this here, you know, $41 million has been raised by people dumping ice on themselves for ALS. Okay, I get that. I respect that. You know, it's an awareness program and it's raising money for study and research. Not a solution, but study and research. Okay, it's cool we doing that. But here is what I'm not understanding. I mean, if people all over can dump ice on themselves to help raise money to study and research a problem, I mean, can't we do something similar to raise money for a solution to the problem of our kids not being educated like they should? Okay, now here where I'm at in Buffalo, New York, I witnessed something that just made absolutely no sense. Okay, some of our previous leaders in the school board spent millions of dollars to dress up the front of a school building. Okay, several of our, you know, high schools, yeah, they spent all those millions of dollars to construct this, you know, little mini building that used to be on the lawn of some of our schools. Couldn't they have taken that damn money and paid these teachers what they worth to better educate our kids? If we can dump ice on ourselves to raise money to do research and study, not solve a problem, but research and study it, you gonna tell me that we can't raise money to solve the problem of, you know, our kids being uneducated? We can't do other stuff to raise awareness and find a solution to the problem of some of these bad cops doing bad things to these young men and women, unarmed, non-threatening. You know, they're killing them. We got young men who are unarmed being beaten and killed by cops. And don't get me wrong, the majority of them, they are good cops. They are good human beings. They really are. You know, they're parents just like us. They're working folks just like us. You know, they got kids just like us. They got parents just like us, and they want to look out for other people. It's just those bad ones, you know, that's giving them a bad name. You gonna tell me we can't get together to do something smart to solve that problem? You gonna tell me we can't do something to raise money for our teachers so they can better educate our kids? We're trusting them with educating our kids. We can't do something to give them everything they need to better educate our kids? You gonna tell me that we can't do something other than get in front of the camera howling, screaming, and marching to do something about these dirty cops? Are you gonna stand here and tell me that we can dump ice on our heads to raise $41 million for study and research, but we can't raise up enough money to do something to help people that don't have homes, living up under bridges and anything that they can do? Some of them do have problems and they need mental help. We can't raise the money that's needed to take care of those people? Really? Seriously? Come on now. Let me tell you something. When I come out of my house and I go to work, I pass by people that would gladly trade places with me. And sometimes I can't help but ask why. And it's not always about blaming some of them people. Some of those people really did have a lot going for them in the past. Something bad happened and they can't get the help that they need. And then of course we got the drug problem and the boys out on the corners that don't have nothing else going for them, undereducated. In fact, let me tell you this right here. You know, here's a little history lesson. This goes way back. Okay, this whole drug epidemic, that was planned. That was planned back in the days when, you know, there was a strong black power base. We had our communities, we took care of our own, we had our businesses and everything. Yeah, some of the riots wiped everything out, but you know what? You know, back then we had enemies in high position. Yes, some of them wore sheets, but they traded them sheets for suits. Yeah, you heard me, and they are in positions of leadership in this country, and they decided, okay, we're gonna dump drugs on our community. Okay, we're gonna plan to undereducate, you know, the young. We're gonna undereducate them. We're gonna come up with a plan to split them up, make them fight each other. Same model they got over there in Africa. You gonna tell me a small group of non-blacks is gonna take over a whole black continent and run it? Really? Seriously? Divide and conquer? Hello? Anybody home? That's exactly what's happening here. Same thing. I mean, come on. Yeah, I know I just drifted off into a whole different direction, but I just wanted to put that out there too. But my biggest thing is this. Yeah, we're dumping ice on our head to raise money to study and research. We're paying those people to look into a problem. Are they going to find a solution? Is this going to solve that problem once and for all? What do you think? You tell me, what do you think? Really? How many billions of dollars was put into, you know, dealing with cancer? It's still here though, ain't it? And people are still dying from it. All those decades and generations of raising millions and billions of dollars. I mean, granted, we see some big time expensive facilities to study and research, but there's no solution. How much money is really being raised right now to study and research what the hell's going on with these cops killing unarmed young people? Young brothers, young Latinos, for no reason. And then, you know, we got the blue wall to kind of cover them up. What's being done about all of that? I mean, granted, we got some people that'll get on TV, march, preach, talk, but do we have a solution? Hell no. You get on Facebook, take a look. Day in and day out, all I'm seeing is videos of cops abusing people for no reason, unnecessarily. Okay, we can't come together and get that problem solved. Then we got our young men and women that are going over to Iraq, Afghanistan, other places in the world in uniform. You know, they're fighting for what they think is freedom, and in some cases they are, and in other cases they're fighting for a political agenda. But they are being subjected to insanities over there beyond our comprehension, and when they come back here, they're not the same. A lot of them are messed up physically forever. A lot of them are messed up mentally forever. And yeah, we might come together, salute them when they come back. Yeah, you're a hero, you're a hero. Then a few years later, they're a homeless hero. Or, you know, they're in a VA hospital getting substandard care. I'm going to repeat that. Substandard care. That is absolutely inexcusable and unacceptable. They're supposed to be getting the best care. The best care. What are we doing about that? Okay, these men and women gave up a whole lot of themselves for their country. Some of them can't even get a decent job. We got people that done been over there, served their country, and the country ain't served them worth jack. Why is they going back to school trying to learn how to do something to get into a job? Really? Come on now. Ain't no way in the world. None of them are supposed to be unemployed. None of them are supposed to be homeless. None of them are supposed to be sick and in need of care. None of them. Not one. They're supposed to get the best care this country's got to give them for the rest of their life if necessary. And if they need a roof over their head, they're supposed to have it. They gave up too much and was subject to too goddamn much. We owe them. They gave to protect us. They stood on that wall and said, ain't nobody coming over here to fuck with you tonight. Not on my watch. And when they come back home, they're supposed to come back to whatever you need. We got you. $41 million raised to research and study. But yet we got people living under bridges. I can get out in my car right now and I can take a 5-minute ride down the street to an expressway overpass, and up underneath that bridge there are people living there with no home and no hope. These are our fellow Americans, and we're not doing jack to take care of them, but we're getting up in front of a video camera dumping ice on ourselves to try to raise money to pay people to research and study a problem that more than likely they're not gonna find a cure or a permanent solution. Treatment, yes. A solution, no. These people out here with no homes and no hope, yeah, there's a solution. There is a solution. You give them whatever they need to turn things around. It ain't like we can't do it. Our priorities ain't straight. We got cops out of control, beating the hell out of people, killing them, shooting unarmed folks, and they're gonna walk. Ain't nothing being done about that. Really? Seriously? Come on, these are our fellow Americans. These are fellow human beings. I don't care what color they are. They're flesh and blood just like us. We can't have this mess. I mean, come on. I got a challenge for you. I just laid out the problems. Here's the challenge. Do something about it. Okay, you want to raise some money to study something? Raise money to solve a problem. Whatever we got to do legally, or better yet, as far as the problem with these out of control cops, that's a problem that can be solved at the voting booth. There are leaders responsible for this mess, and we're not doing enough to hold them accountable. Get your butt out there and vote, goddammit. That's what you do. Get out there and vote. Vote those jerks out. We got a president right now, the most disrespected president ever. And he's actually among the best people who's ever been in that office. And it's not that they don't respect him or that stuff about their policies. That's all bull. They don't respect his color and they can't comprehend that. And you know what? He's still doing a good job despite all of that. He's had to overcome more obstacles and have had more dirt thrown on him than any president in history, and he's still handling his business like he's supposed to as best he can despite everything. Come on, people, we can do something about this. We just not doing enough, and you know it. We created this mess, we can solve it. We put them folks in office, we can get them out of there. We dumping shit all on our heads to raise money to research a problem that may not be solved. Hell, how come we can't raise money to give our kids better educations? How come we can't raise money so that we can take care of our kids the way we supposed to? How come we can't do it? How come we can't get these homeless people off the streets and into a home? Get them the care they need. How come we can't do a better job of looking after those men and women that went overseas and came back here and they'll never be the same? Why can't we do it? I'm personally not buying that. We can. It's just priorities ain't straight. There's always a solution. It's just time for us to get together and do something about this. Not just talk about it, do whatever it takes to get it done and send a